Jerry Hafner is going to read our introduction.
This is a public hearing, and we are the Putnam County Planning Commission. We are the designated local planning agency for the county as described under Title 11, Chapter 163 of the Florida statutes, and we function under the authority of our Articles 11 and 12 of the Putnam County Land Development Code. Primary responsibility of the commission is to serve as an advisory body to hear and make recommendations to the Board of County Commissioners on matters related to provisions of and proposed amendments to the Putnam County Comprehensive Plan and Putnam County Land Development Code. Members of this committee will review each application and make a recommendation to the Board of Commissioners at a regularly scheduled meeting on January 24th, 2023. Procedurally, we will call each case by name and number. A member of staff will then briefly explain to us the nature of each request. We will take comments from the applicant or their representative, followed by any public comments concerning the request. Please direct all comments or statements to the commission and not to other people in the audience. Before speaking, we will ask each person to be recognized, come forward to the lectern, and identify his or herself by name and address. After all persons wishing to speak have been heard, we will entertain a motion from the commission. This motion will be voted on by the commission members and become our recommendation to the Board of County Commissioners. The Board of County Commissioners will make the final determination regarding the application. The first case to be considered is R22-006.
Just 1 minute. I just realized that Mike is not here, our board attorney. Okay, and that's okay to proceed? Okay. All right, before we start with the first case, does anyone have any ex parte communication with this case to disclose? No. Seeing none, go ahead.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair and Commissioners. For the record, Joe Searley, Planning Development Services. This is a rezoning application, REZ 22-006. It's amend the zoning maps. The applicant is Racetrack LLC. The agent for the applicants, Robert Morgado with Bowler Engineering. This was regarding a 4.18 acre parcel located at 200 South Highway 17 East Palaca. The request is to amend the zoning map from commercial general to commercial intensive, or C3 to C4, to allow for the expansion of the gas station facilities and to add diesel pumps and canopy. So the 4.18 acre parcel is currently developed with the Racetrack gas station and convenience store, predominantly commercial uses and industrial uses in the surrounding areas. There is a residential neighborhood, the River Grove subdivision west of Ferry Road. The zoning designation of this parcel was amended from commercial retail C2 to commercial general C3 in 2005 to allow for the sale of mobile homes. In June of 2013, permits were issued for the demolition of the original structure on site for the sale of mobile homes and for the construction of the Racetrack gas station and convenience store, which was permissible by the C3 zoning designation. The request to rezone to commercial intensive C4 would be to allow these diesel pumps. This use falls under truck stop per the Land Development Code definition, which is defined as any establishment used for refueling and servicing trucks and tractor trailer rigs. Here is an aerial of the parcel. As you'll see, to the west over there is the River Grove subdivision. To the north is the old school. To the right, there's vacant industrial lands, and to the south is all commercial. Here is the future land use. As you can see, predominantly all along the 17 corridor is commercial. There's some C4 further east, maybe not even a quarter mile, and mostly C3 zoning through there. I'm sorry, that was the commercial land use map. Here's the zoning map showing the locations. I don't know if it's the color red is differentiated as well as it should be, but there are those C4 properties, or those properties on C4 are maybe a couple blocks to the east on the south side of 17. Here is the proposed site plan showing the Racetrack Road. If you guys, if the commission can't see this map, I have copies printed out I can hand out. Not really. But they're a little more detailed. However, so this showing the existing racetrack gas station that's accessed from the highway to the south there and Ferry Road and Putnam County Boulevard. Now, here's the proposed development area, the new diesel pumps, and the revised stormwater management facility. Now, this site design is subject to change as it goes through our process, the development review stage. So, as I mentioned, the current zoning designation of commercial general C3 does not allow for the truck stop use, which is the premise of this request. Per section 4584 of the Land Development Code, the commercial intensive zoning designation allows for the requested truck stop use by right and aligns with the commercial future land use classification that it currently maintains. The applicant has proposed an increased vegetated buffer along that site there on the west side where it abuts the River Grove subdivision. And additional mitigation for increased traffic or compatibility issues will be addressed at the development review committee stage of the review process. Staff is recommending approval of the request to amend the zoning designation from C3 to C4. The agent for the applicant is here, and staff is also here to answer any additional questions.
Are there any questions for staff? Okay. Turn your mic on, Ken.
According to this big map I got, where are they proposing to put this canopy?
On the north side of that pie-shaped parcel, I can come over and show you real quick. It's on the north side.
It's
You
behind
can
the
see
existing building.
And in front of the retention pond?
Correct.
And what are we doing with the septic tank that's there?
I believe, to my knowledge, from previous conversations with the agents for the applicant, they will be connecting to central water and sewer. And
That
I'll
would
let them
be
address
sweet.
that question.
That answers all my questions. Yes, that's the only thing that was in the way.
I know that this is all reviewed at a later date, but I happen to know that that's an extremely dangerous intersection. I know that the road right behind this parcel, where it veers into Putnam County Boulevard, is an extremely dangerous intersection. It needs to be fixed. I really have a bad feeling about making, this is for semi-tractor trailer?
We're not asking him questions yet.
Oh, okay.
We're asking staff right now.
Yes, I mean, it's for anything diesel. It could be, if it's a diesel truck, they could, of course, gas up there. If it's a dump truck, they could gas there. Or if it's a semi-tractor trailer rig, they could also fuel there. And yes, these traffic concerns have been brought up during the development review process as we're running an application concurrent with this.
Okay, it seems to go totally against what I've heard from the county commission as far as the types of things they want to see on that stretch of road from 207 into Flacker. I know that it's an extremely dangerous intersection, like I already said. To me, there would need to be extensive improvements in that area for this to take place.
Okay. Any other questions for staff? All right, applicant.
Can you hear me okay now? Okay. Robert Morgado here on behalf of the applicant, 1900 Corporate Boulevard in Boca Raton. Yep. Here to answer any questions.
Now I can ask him a question.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
But turn your mic on, though.
It's on. You want me,
Like,
you want me
get
to
to
talk?
it,
But you want me to use it too?
Yes.
It's all right, I can hear you.
Yeah, I never have that problem. How many pumps are you planning on putting?
So there's 3 diesel pumps proposed on the north side of the site, and so the idea is not to add any traffic per se, but to kind of like disperse what the volume we're already taking off from the site. That's the idea, and it's 3 on the north side, and there's already diesel pumps in the south, so this will kind of help to disperse that volume.
Yeah, the gas station has diesel,
Correct, it already has diesel.
but we still need to do this because there's already diesel there.
Yeah, but the, the queuing areas and the way those entrances and the ingress and egress were initially designed, they were not designed for semi-tractor trailer use, so.
I'm not real thrilled about that design neither, but, it says you're coming in off of, I guess that would be the east side,
Correct.
okay? And you're somehow you're gonna go behind the existing store and hit the back road on the north side.
So it would be coming in off of Putnam County Boulevard to the east,
Yes.
and then if you go to the pumps, the vehicle would go west, and then they would exit on that road.
Which is Ferry.
So it would
And
exit.
how you getting back on the 17th?
Sorry, say again?
How you gonna get back on the highway?
There's circulation from the north side of the site as well. There's a queuing lane on that top portion. And in terms of anything off-site, we're working with the development review committee to address that during any traffic excess questions to address that during their development review.
We're not planning on going out the stoplight.
Sorry, stoplight?
That's Putnam County. There's a light there,
Going out of the stoplight on Putnam County and
17. You
Fair.
want to get to 17. That's where you want to get to because there's nothing besides 17.
Correct.
And you're proposing you're going out onto the north road and going west? Or are you going to make a sort of a U-turn and come back east?
Yeah, the idea would be to get back onto Putnam County Boulevard and then get back onto 17th.
Okay, so which brings us to the place where he's talking about, up at the corner, where, on the north side of that retention area.
Right, yeah, so we've been, we're speaking to some of the development review committee members earlier today. We're talking about, some of these improvements with them, and so we're planning on addressing any of those items, some of which we have comments from them about already, and we're discussing that and, addressing that during the development review process.
Madam Chair, if I may add something. So the reason that the Development Review Committee is requested the applicant to upgrade their zoning to C4 is whenever we did the pre-application meeting in April of this year, it was disclosed that the intent is to add high-volume fueling stations, and that's why we've kicked it into the truck stop use. So the intent for those high-volume fueling stations would be to specifically cater to recreational vehicles and semi-trucks, tractor trailers.
In other words, you mean it's gonna pump the diesel faster, is that what you're calling?
That's correct, yes, sir.
As opposed to what you have out front where we fill up now?
Yes, that's correct.
Correct.
And Commissioner Swing, if I might clarify something, I think that from what I heard, it sounded like they were trying to get back out to 17 via Putnam County Boulevard. And correct me if I'm wrong, but the site plan shows ingress from Putnam County Boulevard onto the racetrack site and ingress from Ferry Road with egress coming out of onto Ferry Road. So I don't believe the way the site design now is that there would be egress onto Putnam County Boulevard. Is that correct?
No, there's not egress on Putnam County Boulevard.
It's directly onto Ferry Road.
Right, exactly.
But they gotta go up, they wanna get back to Putnam County, so they gotta make that, it's even worse than a 90.
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, it's very bad. And I forget which road's supposed to stop because I think Putnam County has a right of way and they do not stop.
Correct.
And I think when you're coming from Hitchcock, you have to stop it when you get to that intersection.
Right.
But to make that turn, I mean, hell, it's like almost 290s.
Right. And as we said, these are all things we are dealing with at the Development Review Committee. This is a rezoning application. It's a quasi-judicial application. And what we are simply looking at here, what's before us, is the compatibility of the zoning district and if the allowable uses in C4 is compatible in that area. As far as the site design goes, we are working with the applicant. We met with them prior to the Planning Commission today. they are addressing those concerns. We are bringing them to light and working with them on their site design.
Okay, thank
Madam
you.
Chair, may I speak?
May.
I have a question for staff. Can we make a recommendation to the County Board of Commissioners that we recommend this, that it's passed or failed, or passed with a condition?
Absolutely, yes.
So you could make it that it would be, that intersection was reworked, because I think there would be a gain for everybody if that intersection was reworked to where it would make it where the trucks could turn back to the right and go back out. My really concern is that residential area across from there. I was kind of concerned. I don't see any residents here complaining about it, so I guess it's not not an issue to them.
No, there's a new one going in.
Yeah, so we can speak to the
But it's still,
So there's a required incompatibility buffer along the front of our site, so we'll be providing, additional landscape and screening from that residential.
Yeah, but you're putting trucks right there on that road that's typically not there right now. Is that correct?
On which road?
On Ferry Road.
There would be trucks, yes, coming into the
Yeah.
fuel there, and so that, that increased in C4 also is part of the reason why we're putting that increased landscape and compatibility buffer.
okay.
Okay.
Sure.
And to answer your question,
Okay.
Commissioner,
Right.
yes, the Planning Commission does have the capacity to make a recommendation with proposed conditions.
Okay.
Okay, do we have more questions for this applicant?
I have a question for everybody out in front of me. Can we have it come back to us after they get done over there with their review committee?
That's not typical procedure. Once it moves on from Planning Commission with the recommendation, it would then go to the board, and they would either approve or deny or remand it back to Planning Commission. They can't move forward in the development review process unless Planning Commission and the board votes to approve this project, the rezoning.
Well, the only problem I have is being able to maneuver. As far as C3 and C4, I don't even know why we're bothering with 3 pumps. I mean, fast, slow, medium, or whatever. I think they should be able to do it. But the problem, you want this committee to look at this, and I went over there today for the 3rd time to try to justify it in my mind as a developer. And I did not know that you wanted to make that. That even makes it worse, in my opinion, unless you go up there and clip off that corner.
Yes, we've been discussing with the development review committee, some options for improving that.
Because, I mean, these are not little pickup trucks or big pickup trucks. These are,
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
I've got it.
Would you, let him
I'd like
state
to
his
make-
name and address first, go ahead.
My name is Marwan Al-Kausi, 1900 Northwest Corporate Boulevard, Boca Raton as well. And I'll take your question and then I'll just add some clarifications if I may.
Okay, well, here's my question, to make sure I understand this. You're talking about trucks turning off of 17 onto Putnam County Boulevard, then making a left into this new phase you're talking about, and exiting out on Ferry Road. I personally have almost been killed by 3 highway patrolmen and 1 deputy sheriff at that intersection in the last 2 years. I mentioned earlier, it's an extremely dangerous intersection. It also, if you'll notice, there's a bike trail that runs right through where you're talking about having all of these trucks. I don't know, to me, it just seems like an extremely poor idea. I just can't imagine, and you're talking about maneuverability, that's my question too. I can't picture I've been around semi trucks all my life, and I can't picture them going onto that property and being able to maneuver the way y'all think they can. I really think there needs to be some additional thought put into this thing.
I do agree. So, safety is probably number 1 concern for our clients as well. Sorry.
No, I'm having the same problem.
All right. Is it better right now?
I've got mine on too.
Awesome. So I was saying that, safety is definitely the number 1 concern for our clients as well. So we are still flexible in terms of design. Like our driveways can still move, shift around. We discussed many, solutions with staff and internally. One of them is adding like a stop condition on both sides. You know, one going to Putnam County, one going to Fair Road. Another one will be to clip the north side of our property to have a bigger radius for trucks to make the U-turn. So we're still on the drawing board in terms of layout. That's why mainly, main reason we're here today is really to get the rezoning process done, and then we're gonna focus, and obviously we're gonna work with the city staff and the client to find a solution that works for everyone. But again, you know, the addition, the purpose of the addition is not to generate more traffic. It's really just to alleviate a little bit of the traffic that goes to the south side of the existing south side of the site now, and maybe reroute it there, because in our opinion, some semis stopping to get diesel on the south side creates even a more dangerous situation in our mind, because it creates like traffic backing up and what's not. So we thought this will be like the best way out to alleviate like an existing risky situation. And again, like I said, we're still flexible in terms of the layout. It's nothing is set in stone in terms of driveways and, you know, connectivity in general.
You're coming in at the light, either going north or south on 17. You're going to turn on Putnam County Boulevard at that one location, and then you're going to come in. Now, if you eliminate your septic system, that would be a big plus. Are you aware that there's, where you have water retention, they make stuff you can put in there that you can drive on, even semis can drive on it, and it still qualifies for water retention?
Yeah, so we are actually redoing the water retention areas. So those areas have a lot of capacity, which means we can make them deeper and smaller. So we're flexible there as well. If we have to take the retention, make it smaller and a little bit more deeper, we'll do so. So we're not limited by the retention right now. We can go a little bit more if we need it.
Well, that's a plus for everybody. You'll enjoy that with your septic system.
It give us more land too. Once we get the septic, we can build there. Yeah.
And it's the same thing with the retention. If you look into that, it's a grading set. I used it 2 or 3 places.
Okay.
Like,
Let's get back focused here. Focus on our task at hand.
I mean, my task at hand is, that's my only concern. As far as R3 or C3, C4,
Madam Chairman, Chairperson,
Yes.
as I see it right now, you're just coming in for us to recommend to change the zoning. So
That's
you
it.
guys can proceed to come up with a plan that's going to be acceptable to the county commission
Absolutely.
as well as their staffs.
Absolutely.
So that's it. You need just the okay so you could proceed. The
Exactly.
design and all is still up in the air, and nothing is approved on that, and nothing is even recommended yet by you, from what I see.
Exactly.
Okay, so our job is really to see whether we want to change the zoning, or recommend to change the zoning.
Yes.
The design and all will come back to both county staff and county commission to make a final approval. And the residents will be there, I'm sure. So
Absolutely.
let's just keep to what we're supposed to do. Are we wanting to change the zoning to allow them to proceed, to even go forward?
That's why,
Because if we
that's
don't,
the
they
purpose
stop.
of our commission. That's why we're here, so.
as far as
That's what I'd like to see us do, just proceed on the zoning, which is what our job really is.
Go ahead and make that motion.
I'd like to
I'll-
make the
I'll
motion to
Commissioners,
accept.
may I clarify something really quick? Once this is approved by the Board of County Commissioners, the rezoning application, the site design does not come back to the commissioners.
We know that.
Okay, I just
But
want to
you will
clarify.
be involved, the planning will be
Correct.
involved, traffic will be involved,
Public
the
will work,
state
yeah.
will be involved, and the residents will be involved. So there's got to be a lot of safeguard before they can go any further. I make the motion that we accept the recommendation to change the zoning on a parcel.
Oh, yeah, I know, yes. We're not ready yet
Oh,
for
okay.
that. So are there any more questions for the applicants? Seeing none, thank you. Thank you, guys. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to speak for or against this proposed change? Seeing none, I'm going to call for a motion.
So moved.
Make the motion, yeah.
I move we recommend that the county commission does approve this zoning as requested in case R 22-006.
Okay, I have a a motion and a second. Is there any discussion on the motion? Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of where I've already been. I personally think this would be a detriment to all of Putnam County, and I just can't imagine changing the zoning on that piece of property. If you go look at the property, it's just not even adequate to be zoned C4. So there's no way I can support it.
Okay. Anyone else?
My comment is the same as I said earlier. They've got diesel there. We're adding 3 pumps of diesel. I mean, the traffic situation is the concern as far as I'm concerned. As far as the diesel, I don't even,
It's changing it to a truck
Yeah.
stop is the difference. It's
Well-
changing it to a truck stop zoning.
a 3 pump is not to me a truck stop, but,
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
I don't think,
It
it needs- to me, it shouldn't be changed to a C4. They should be able to put in 3 tanks.
That's what I said.
But we got to do what we're
That's not,
presented in front
the
of us.
land development code does not agree with that, so
Well,
we're.
I know.
we're
We're
here.
gonna get to that land development code shortly.
Yes, we will.
So I'm gonna call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed?
Nay.
So the chair votes aye. So we have, how many do we have?
I'm a no.
Joel and Jerry vote, no, yeah, Joel and Jerry vote no. The rest are aye. Okay. So motion passes. It will go to the county commission on January the 24th, 2023 for the next public hearing.
Have fun driving back.
Is there any old business? Okay.
Will they be presenting any additional information to the commission, or basically what we've learned today?
It's whatever they're coming up with in the review process, I think.
No, they don't do the review process yet, do you?
No, it's right, well, we're running it concurrently through our development review committee right now. Just trying to, what you saw today attached to this agenda packet was merely a conceptual plan that is subject to change. Yeah,
Is that review committee open to the public?
I believe it is. Yes, it is, it is.
Any old business? Any new business? Seeing none, I'll call for a motion on the minutes. Has everyone had a chance to review those?
Yep. I'll make a motion we approve.
I'll second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Chair votes aye. Carries 7-0. That's it. Meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.